do, 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 do. I don't know what I'm doing. Hi. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Megan. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys advice. I love this imperfect mess, giving you guys the future of this generation. No guys, but seriously, I'm just gonna be giving you guys, who was that? That was not me. But seriously guys, I'm gonna be giving you guys 10 life-saving tips for college freshmen. If you guys don't know, I'll be an incoming senior at CSUDH, and I think over the years I've accumulated some tips for you guys that are probably, I recommend you take them so you don't make the same mistakes I do. This is part of my back to college series, so if you guys want to look at more college videos, especially from last year, I have a playlist on my channel. It's literally called Back to College. How inventive of me. I'll be doing more in the future coming weeks because apparently July is back to school season on YouTube. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe button down below. Also turn on post notifications. That way you get notified every time I post a video, because why the hell not? I'm very hyper. I had Frosted Flakes today. Without further ado, let's get on to the video. So I made a little list here on my phone. Just a little tips on what to give you. The first one is something I find near and dear to my heart, is don't buy books at the bookstore. Like honestly, I can talk to you about this experience. It's a scam, guys. Like you have to pay for your textbooks now, and those textbooks are expensive, and depending on where you're going, the bookstore is most likely the most expensive. Unless your bookstore is probably the cheapest place, I recommend going around the internet, looking at, you type in the ISBN that's on the back, a little hint for you guys, and just see your options. If you're someone who doesn't care about PDF files or like reading online, get those too, because those are significantly much cheaper. I found my stats book from last semester for $5 on eBay. I didn't even use it. I own this book now, and I don't know what to do with it, by the way. If you guys are taking business stats, let me know. I have a book for you. If it's cheaper to rent there than anywhere else, then do that, but just don't buy your books. Don't buy them. Another tip for you little freshies coming in, I really recommend on getting acquainted with the campus before you actually, start school. This is either if you're dormant on campus, go onto campus like literally the day or two before, or like the weekend before school starts, and just walk around, try to find your classes. That way you're not lost and late on the first day of class. We don't want to be late to class. Like we don't want to look like that. Like we don't want to be embarrassed. So go around campus, look for where you need to go, find a little shortcut from your dorms, or if you're commuting, just find an easier place where it is going to be dropped off, or if you're driving there, just see where you're going to want to park to see where your classes are. Like just think ahead, guys. Just another tip that I really recommend is if you're an incoming freshman, I do recommend getting an on-campus job. And this, I'm not saying that like it's easy to get an on-campus job, because sometimes it can be quite hard, but I really recommend it just because they are some of the best jobs that are going to work for you, especially if it's just a part-time job where you can gain experience if it's your first job, and two, they work around your schedule. A lot of jobs that I hear that have college students going to their, like working with them, they try to make it seem as if that job's more important than school, which no part-time job should be more important than your education, like whatsoever. Boyfriend, we're not gonna name the company, but it just rhymes with Subaway. If you guys know what I'm talking about. It's either school or Subaway. I just really recommend getting an on-campus job. That way you don't have to run into that conflict. They know you're a student, they know you have to study, they know that class is a thing and that you have to be in class, and that's basically why you're there at school. So I recommend getting an on-campus job if you haven't had any job experience at all, and it's just way much more convenient. The fourth tip here is get a water bottle. It is 2019, ladies, and it is not cute that you do not drink any ounces of water. We need to be hydrated. We don't want to be dehydrated, and we just need water to nourish our bodies. But seriously, honestly, if you are still like a grown-up and not drinking water, something's wrong with you. Like you need it, especially in class. It gives you something to do if you're bored. Just sipping on your water bottle is entertainment just enough. I don't know. But seriously, I really recommend investing in a really good water bottle. I have a hydro flask. It's something that I love dearly to my heart just because it's very beautiful in my opinion. You know what? Let me go get her. See, she's beautiful. She's that little pink. She got a dent, but no one's perfect, Hannah Montana said. I really recommend getting a water bottle, a very good one. That way you just like have water with you all the time, and trust me, walking from class to class, you get very tired. My 5th tip for you guys is make sure to try to get involved in campus as soon as you possibly can. I know certain schools have like grade requirements for certain clubs or sororities or fraternities, Greek life in general, but if you can join something as soon as possible, I really recommend on doing that. But don't spread yourself too thin. That means join one club instead of like 3, because you're not gonna have enough time. You have to study, you have to do homework, you have to go to class, you have to have a social life. So putting that and try to do 3 clubs, you're just gonna spread yourself too thin and not get enjoyment out of any of it. This is something I really recommend doing your freshman year. That way you're more involved in your school, unlike me, who waited 3 years. Don't want to wait 3 years, do it now. My 6th tip for you guys is make sure to keep an open mind when you're making friends. This is something that I really probably wish I did. I was not closed-minded, but I was very closed off. It's not a bad thing, but if you're someone who's moving to a new area and doesn't really know anyone, you kind of want to make as many friends as you possibly can, especially if you didn't have any in high school. So I really recommend on keeping an open mind. You never know who you're going to connect with. You can probably connect with someone that you probably never thought. So keep an open mind, be friendly, be nice, extend your helping hand, and meet people and make those lifelong friendships. My 7th tip is make sure to invest in a really good pair of running shoes, because you do not know the amount of walking you do. Just walking on campus day to day is so exhausting, and it puts like pressure on your feet. So if you don't want calluses by wearing sandals all the time, I really recommend on getting a nice pair of Nikes or Adidas or any sports shoe like that. I personally just wear my Nikes all the time, especially when going to work, just because I'm on my feet all day and like I'm walking all day, and they're the most comfortable thing. Also, I do that athleisure style while I'm at school, so they just work in my favor. 8th tip is avoid the freshman 15 at all costs. And by this is a very broad tip, but seriously, if you know you are prone to eating junk food, you're gonna eat junk food like no matter what. You're on your own for the first time. You're like, I'm free from my parents. I can buy all the sugary stuff that I want because I am an adult. Well, let me tell you, zebra cakes, fancy cakes, just all the cakes are gonna make you gain a cake. So if you don't want to like get all sad about it and stuff like that, I really recommend trying to really be health conscious your freshman year. I'm not saying don't go out and have pizza and all the cake you want, but don't make it a regular habit of that's what you're eating. That's like not predominantly what your main food source is. Don't snack in your dorm room, because let me tell you, when you're just lazy and you're bored, you're gonna want to pull out a snack. It's what we all do. It's common. We do that when we're bored. But like, your school has a beautiful gym unlike mine. Please make sure to go use that gym or get a gym membership somewhere near. Just try everything to avoid the freshman 15, because it is real. My 9th tip is get a freaking planner. Okay, so let me tell you, I'm the same way I was in high school when I was just like, oh yeah, I have homework due like on Thursday and I have my math quiz tomorrow. Like, okay, I remember that. No, you literally don't remember certain things, and it's not even just like homework stuff. You need to remember when you're going out to social gatherings and stuff like that. If a physical planner is not your vibe, there's Google Calendar for phones. There's also an app that I have, P Schedule as well, that helps you remind everything. And it's just good to plan out. You're becoming an adult, you're gonna need to learn how to plan, especially in the future with your job and career. So really just get a planner. You're not gonna remember everything. Let me tell you, your brain kind of just goes like to poof. And my 10th and most important tip for you little freshies is don't burn yourself out. And what I mean by this is something I really wish I knew early on. That way it would have caused me, you know, not all the problems that I have now. Don't put so much pressure on yourself about getting good grades, making sure you're having that college lifestyle, making sure that you're partying every weekend, but also getting those straight A's in like chemistry. It's okay to have balance and get good grades as well as party. It's doable, but don't put pressure on yourself to the point where you're like, I need to get an A, I can't do anything, this A needs to be happening, because if you're not going to grad school, your grades low-key kind of don't matter. Some jobs can ask for your GPA, but if you're just doing well, getting B's and A's, you'll be fine. Trust me. I wish I knew this earlier, because I put immense amounts of pressure on myself to make sure I did better than I did in high school, and I would like to say I did, but whenever I got a bad grade, homegirl had a breakdown, and I don't want you guys to have breakdowns over silly things like grades. And they're not silly. That's something what you're paying for. It's something that you're, you know, going to school for, but Just don't put so much pressure on yourself about it, because it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You guys got this. College is gonna be so much fun for you, depending on wherever you go. There's so much fun things. It's gonna be a very life-changing experience, but just be open-minded to it. It's very fun. And I hope you guys take these tips to help you, because I hope they help you. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe. Also comment down below any ideas you guys have for future videos. And until next time, bye-bye. Bye.